Howdy, it's Shanda. I am here for Coffee with Shanda and just looking to jump on my Instagram to say hello. So last night I actually went out for my good girlfriend's birthday, Natalie Jill, and we were out with the girls and laughing all last night. But if I told you I wasn't tired, hence the hat, I would tell you that that would not be true. I go to bed at about 8:30 at night, and then get up early in the morning, start work at 5. And today I actually slept into 5:20. It's like one of those moments I was like, let me just change the alarm. Probably one of the worst things you could do. But yeah, so this morning was hard to get up. So good morning for all you other people who it was hard to get up, but you are still here. Good morning, Instagram. How are you? So, so I feel like it's really important that we just stop for a moment. And this morning I was text messaging with one of our clients, Gladys Diaz, and I was also text messaging with my best friend, Brita, who are in Florida right now. And I'm sure you already know, but there's Hurricane Irma, who is hitting Puerto Rico and Florida right now. It's a Category 5. I just think it's important to just stop for a moment and to just realize whatever you think is hard right now is not necessarily hard. I say to my clients, I teach my clients, and some of my clients probably want to kill me when I say this, but when I start working with a business owner, typically, not always, but typically the people who are, let's call them ready, they listen to all the coaching and they have these incredible results. And then there's another group of people who are kind of ready, who listen to some of the coaching and have some results. And then you have the people who are just not ready, and they just don't get great results. Let's talk about the group that is really ready and the group that is kind of ready. Over the next couple of years, I'll train them, and they'll hit a level that they go into abundance, they go into overflow. And as they go into overflow, I hit another point with them where they think things are hard, and they don't want to give more, they don't want to grow more, and it's like I'm standing in front of them with the wall behind them that they have to climb, and I'm standing in front of them and I'm coaching them to get over that wall, to break down that wall with them. And sometimes they turn on me and fight me. Sometimes they make it about me, but it's a breakthrough moment for them to go to the next level. The reason why I want to share that is, first of all, to be aware that when you're growing in anything, in a marriage, in fitness, anything, you want to ride your edge. And as you ride your edge, there's going to be, depending on your personality type, there's going to be moments that you're going to want to try and pull back based on whatever your thing is. If you're a blamer, you're going to blame. If you are someone who likes to use other people as your excuse for not going forward, you'll do that in that moment. If you are angry, that anger is going to come out. By the way, there's nothing wrong with anger. I was just reading in the Bible this morning how Jesus was angry in this moment in the Bible with a group of people that he was serving. And so know that there's nothing in Scripture that says that you need to walk around with a halo on and never feel an emotion of anger. I feel anger sometimes when I'm trying to help somebody get over a wall because it's frustrating, because I just want them to take the coaching, because I'm trying to get them to see something, right? So these emotions are not bad. They just are what they are. But with all of that being said, I can't help, like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but Instagram, there's the moon. I have to do it like this. You guys, can you see this? There's the moon out there. You can see my computer in there, but that's the ocean. And that ocean out there right now, there's hurricanes and things like that going on that. Like, I have friends in Puerto Rico. We've got Alex Arriaga and Carla who are on this live. Told you guys, California is the best place on the planet. Thank God you are not in Puerto Rico right now. But we have our friend Chris Lee, and just other people. We've got Natalie Jill's husband's brother is in Puerto Rico right now, trying to get out. I've been messaging with my best friend in Florida, who is like, we can't get out on flights, so they're trying to get to Orlando right now to possibly get out on a flight. So there's just some scary moments happening on this earth, and there's some scary moments in the economy as we are being replaced by robots, but it just is, and we can't change that. So we need to adapt and change. And there's moments like this when I got up this morning and I'm staring at the ocean and I'm thinking, my God, that is a powerful machine out there. That is a powerful force, that ocean. And it's a little scary. You know what I mean? When you look at how powerful that ocean is, and personally, I don't want to be in it. I was reading online last night about, the eye of Hurricane Irma is literally 50 miles, like 50 miles, winds up to 184 miles per hour. I believe that's in Puerto Rico. That's scary. I mean, I've never driven my car 185 miles per hour, so I just want to presence like, please walk through today, not with a sad heart, but with a prayer heart. And we're going to be doing some prayer in our company and with our clients today that we're going to be igniting, especially with our marketing mastery clients. But please don't walk through today and pretend like nothing's happening in the world and what you're dealing with is just so horrific. And I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not taking away your moment of hard. You have the full right to experience that. And I don't want you to feel bad for going through a hard moment, but I do want you to look up and realize that what some people are going through right now. There are some people in Texas right now that have no home. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you woke up today and your home was gone. Imagine if you were freaked out because you're trying to take care of your children when there's, an uncontrollable force that is, threatening your life or threatening your stuff, right? People are leaving their pets. Oh, that breaks my heart. They're just leaving their pets, like abandoning them as they're trying to survive. And so your character really gets seen in hard moments. I always say that there's always a moment where my clients love me, and there should be a moment where they absolutely hate me. And that's when I know that they're actually really going after something big. And, there's some people facing some big things right now. And I don't know why they're facing them, but what I do know is they are facing them. And so please don't walk around with your head, held low, having this conversation that your life is so hard if you're not dealing with something that is threatening, your entire livelihood right now. Take a moment and pray. Take a moment and donate to the Red Cross or other places. Don't be some jerk that thinks that the world owes you something or you have no money and you can't give. Do something to give. Go in your closet, look for clothes, whatever. Go give, right? Find a way to give. Help, just help. You know what I mean? Like, I have a whole community that I talk about this, and yet I still know that there's people who have not jumped online and given because these hurricanes have not affected them personally. And I don't know why you think that's okay. I just don't. I don't know why you think that's okay. And if you've just not thought about it, just realize that's a disconnection. And there's nothing wrong with that, but get connected, because everything you want comes from connection. And if you're not connected, you're going to find that not only do you miss opportunities to give and make a difference, which is what causes the abundance and ripple effect that most people who follow me want. It's not about working harder. It's about looking and figuring out how many people can I help. I teach business, obviously, but here's how this ties into business. When you're afraid to invest in people on your team because you don't want to give too much, that's a problem, right? If you are afraid when you're making offers that you don't want to give too much, that's a problem, right? And all of those connections are connected to the fact of not turning around and looking at how can you donate and give. It's ironic to me that Gladys messaged me and said, hey, do we have any clients in Texas? I donated to Texas, but I missed the opportunity that I'm an influencer, and I also influence a group of clients. I didn't even realize if we had any clients in Texas. My bad. I thanked her for waking me up to message our team to actually go into our database and see, do we have anybody affected? I know we have people affected in Florida and Puerto Rico, but do we have anybody affected in Texas? And how can we help? So I just want to encourage you today to wake up, look up, make a difference. I don't give a shit what's going on in your life or what limitations you're facing. Go borrow money to make a difference. Go give money to make a difference. Go into your closets and grab clothes that you haven't worn in 6 months and pass it forward to a woman's shelter or a homeless person. Stop and give money. I was praying. I have a woman that I pray with. I was praying yesterday, and as we're done praying, I drive out and there's a man with a sign saying he's hungry, God bless. I look in my wallet. I always keep money in my wallet so that when I see somebody, I can pull out a 20 and give it to them. Just prepare for success. And the more that you give, the more that you will receive. I know we all think we give a lot, but I play contests inside my company all the time. I'm telling you, we make up reasons why we cannot give all the time. And so you automatically cut off the flow of abundance. You automatically cut off your ability to serve people when you do not serve. The scripture says that if there is somebody in need, you must give. And if you give sacrificially, that is a huge bonus because you are actually saying, I have faith. I have many of my clients who've tested me on this where they've tithed, and they've tithed every month for 6 months. So don't tell me that you believe in God or you're a giver and you're not giving on a daily basis. If you want to amplify your mindset to solve problems quicker, to have great ideas that will impact the world and bring you lots of money and lots of freedom, then put your focus on giving every single day. Find a way to give every single day. Test me on this. I promise you, if you do that, what will happen is your time conversations will start to evaporate because a new level of confidence in your way of being will fill your skin, and you will actually feel like, wow, I am deserving. I am deserving. I am confident. I am capable. The only reason why you have a time conversation is either you're a control freak, which is okay, but learn to let go of things, or you actually don't think you're capable, so the stress inside your mind is taking your production out of alignment with the flow. So the best way that I know that really helped me and has helped many of my clients who trust me on this, it's always amazing to me that I'm somebody's coach and they'll still say, I don't want to follow the coaching. It's like, do you think that you can become an Olympic athlete and you tell the Olympic coach that you're only going to follow this part of the coaching because that's what you feel aligned with? It's like, shit, you're not going to feel aligned with a lot of it because the fact that it hurts. It hurts because of the resistance inside of our mind and our trust issues to let go, to follow the plan, because what if it doesn't work, or what if you don't work? What does that mean about you? Right? And so there's all these different levels of blocks. So I want to just, impart this last thing for you. I was praying yesterday with Janice, who I pray with, and she was saying to me, and I had Judith Rich on like a week ago, and she was talking about a lot of people go 99% and all the juice is in the 1%, right? We hear these things, but we don't often recognize them when they're right in front of us. What does the 1% look like when we're right in front of us? And the 1% is the place that you don't want to go. The 1% is a place that we start saying we're pulling back because of our kids. We're pulling back because of our marriage. We're pulling back because, as if we can't have what we want, and our marriage, and our children, and our fitness, right? And our relationship with God, and our peace of mind, and, spiritual and financially free. As if we cannot have that little 1%. But here's the deal. That is a limiting thought. It's actually how the enemy gets into your life and actually keeps you back from your ultimate faith. Because what you have to do to go into that 1% and close it is something that none of us want to do. None of us want to do. I have been focused on creating a new relationship with that in my life for the last 5 years. And I'm telling you, that is the place of all faith. When you believe that you can have all of that come together and it's not an either or, it all works out, right? Miracles start to happen. So know that it is really important for you to look up to give. Because as you do that, you hack your mindset and you hack your heart and you hack your system to be able to do everything that you have in your mind that you want to accomplish. It is connected with generosity. In order for you to be generous to that level, you have to be faithful. So please look up today and make a difference for the people, whether you are affected or you're not affected in Florida, in Puerto Rico, in Texas. The people that you see on the streets today, don't walk by them. Don't walk by them. I will never forget being in New York City, and I did my thesis. I went to a private school called Waldorf in West Vancouver, and I did my thesis. For us in high school, we didn't have our final exam in my school was we had all year to write a thesis paper like you would do in university in your PhD, and I did, and they didn't give you any school time to work on it. So you had to work on it in your own time. You had to figure it out. You still had school. You still had life. You still had your parents. You still had your friends. You still had all these things that got in the way of you doing the thing that you wanted to do. And the test was, can these kids actually set aside enough time to complete something that they are committed to, and they can't graduate without it. And so there's the consequence and the payoff. Often we are taking away the consequence and the payoff, and we're saying, I don't want to pay that consequence. And so that's what justifies me not closing that 1%, because I don't want to, and fill in the blanks, right? If you want to graduate to the next level of what's possible in your life, you have to do that 1%, and you have to stop making it about your kids, about your friendships, about your fitness, about your alignment with God. The Bible, the scripture is filled with, it is effing hard. It's filled with it. And I have all these people who say, I don't want to deal with hard. It's like, okay, then know that you'll deal with it in another way. You'll deal with it in another way, right? So the mindset of how you walk through that piece is powerful, and who you become in that space of faith is powerful. But I did my thesis on homeless people in New York City. And I was there with my stepmom, and we were in New York City, and we were feeding the homeless. And it was winter, and because of course I left everything to the last minute, and I was wearing a mink coat, and my mom was wearing a mink coat, and we were walking down the street and we were feeding pizza and Snapples to the homeless people that I saw, and this one homeless woman looked at me and she said, "Nice effing coat, lady, nice effing mink coat, lady," and I looked at my mom and I said, "How did she know it was a mink coat? Like, it's my coat, and I wouldn't have known it was a mink coat. Like, I wouldn't have known the difference between a real mink coat or a non-mink coat, or a fake mink coat." And my mom looked at me and said, "Shanda, you have no idea who she was before she ended up on the streets." And I've stopped and I've talked to homeless people, and some of them are kooky, they're mentally unstable, and then there's another group of them that, I met this man who, him and his wife went through medical bills and literally lost their house, and she is dying in a hospital of, a disease, and he's on the streets because he cannot afford to pay for a house anymore. He's had to do everything he can to pay for his wife's medical. And so you just don't know. Like, that could be you, it could be me. And I don't want to speak a prophecy over any of us like that. But if that could be any of us, right? When you want to have built up the treasures in your life, and the scripture talks about this, build them up for you and build them up for your children. Because what happens is your good deeds go on to your children, and we teach them how to show up like that. So here's what I'm trying to say. It's not good enough to just be a good person. It's not good enough to just be a good person. That's normal. And I don't think anybody who follows me is normal, because I trigger the hell out of normal people, right? I make hell show up in their life. And so, I don't think you're normal if you're following. And I just don't think so. And so you probably hate normal, right? Your dreams and aspirations are so much bigger than normal. And your heart is so much grander than normal, right? You feel things and you see things, so stop ignoring them. Stop ignoring them. It's time to step up and be over and above. Be the inspiration for everybody in your life. Be the inspiration for your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your future girlfriend or boyfriend. be the inspiration for your kids to show up and give everywhere. I love it when my husband looks at me when I'm in church and I write a $20,000 check, right? Or a $700 check. Or I look in my wallet and I've only got 20 bucks and I give that 20. Like, I love it because you know what? I can see the love in him grow even more out of admiration and appreciation that he's with a woman like that, right? And so those moments add up. So add up those moments, okay? So look up today, make a difference. Look who needs your help on the streets. God is putting those tests in front of you to see if you can help. I promise you, you will see the ripple effect come back in your life. Watch for it. Get addicted to giving. Get addicted to it. All right, you guys, I'll stop on there. God bless. Have a great day. And God bless you guys who are going through hurricanes today.